Right, let's talk about a couple of festivals being marked this week now, shall we? Sikhs are beginning to celebrate Hola Mohalla, some celebrations starting from today, I understand. It was created by Guru Gobind Singh Ji as a day for Sikhs to practice their military exercises and hold mock battles. Let's find out more. Sukhjeevan Singh joins me on the phone tonight from the Sikh Council UK, an executive committee member. Sukhjeevan Singh, a very good evening.
Good evening, Gagan. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Very well. Tell me about the history, first of all. Take us back to the beginning. Tell us about the history of Hola Mohalla.
Okay, so as you and many of our listeners tonight may or may not be aware, in India, historically, there's been the Festival of Colours, a bit like the Festival of Light, Diwali. So this was the Festival of Colours, Holi, and that was very, very prevalent in India. At the time of sort of the 1500s, the late 1500s, each of these festivals were divided by different castes. So if you were born to a certain caste, then you would celebrate Diwali, or you would celebrate the festival of Holi, or you would celebrate a different festival. And then came along 550 years ago. As you know, this year marks the 550th anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birth in Punjab in 1469. So with that was the introduction of Sikhism, the Sikh faith, where there is an absence of the caste system. So towards the end of the 1500s, that's when the Golden Temple came about, which we know as Sikhs as Sachkhand Shri Harmandir Sahib. And when Harmandir Sahib was being built, it was around these kind of days, this kind of season. And the Sikhs asked that, can we partake in the festival of Holi? So can we throw colour at one another and can we partake in that festival? And the Guru said something quite unique, that the true colour or the true celebration, the true festivity is that if we all engage in selfless service, in seva. So at that time, that seva was the construction of Harmandir Sahib. So the way to colour yourself was to cover yourself in mud, in dust, laying the bricks of Harmandir Sahib. So that continued as a celebration of Holi for many, many years. And then eventually, when the Sikhs became a martial race at the time of Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, our sixth Guru, and then by the time of the 10th Guru, as you very nicely articulated, that Guru Gobind Singh Ji used this particular festival as a mock battle, where they would have the whole of the Khalsa army in two sections, and the armies would fight one another in like a play fight sequence, and the forts are still there in the city of Anandpur in India.
So what actually happens on the day of Hola Mohalla now in 2019?
Okay, so Hola Mohalla, it marks the end, firstly, of a season known as Basant. Basant is the spring season. So throughout this Basant season, there is a particular kind of rag, a particular kind of music that is played at the Golden Temple. So that comes to an end. And then a new tune, a new rag is started from this Hola Mohalla period. And the question that you asked is that on the actual Hola Mohalla day, Sikhs from all over the world get together at the city of Anandpur, where the Khalsa was founded, where the Khalsa was created, and that mock battle that is still to this day in the form of a procession. It's carried out.
Great.
There's a type of Sikh army known as the Nihangs that still dress in the traditional Khalsa Bana, the way that the Khalsa dressed all those centuries, and they carry out these very martial traditions in a very colourful and illustrious way in these days. There's a gathering of hundreds of thousands.
That sounds great. So that's what's going on in Punjab in India. What about our gurdwaras here in the UK? How do we in Britain mark Hola Mohalla?
So throughout the West Midlands, which are blessed, you have a very big Sikh population. In many of the Sikh Gurdwara, there will be Gatka tournaments, and there'll be different, generally the Gurdwara program of kirtan and part that will carry on, and it will mark and commemorate Hola Mohalla. But quite visibly, for a visitor, many of the gurdwara around the West Midlands will be holding gatka and kind of martial or even sort of any exercise, any sports tournaments during this time as well. Horse riding is happening, I believe, in Coventry.
Is it difficult to explain this celebration to other communities sometimes, Sukhjeevan Singh? Do you get asked about the military exercises and the mock battles and the gatka, which is Sikh martial arts, and why it's all going on?
Yeah, I guess so, because the way that Guru Gobind Singh Ji made this faith, made this Khalsa, was for it to stand out. Even our dastar, commonly known as the turban, it was there that we stand out from the crowd. So for that reason, sometimes you are right. From quite visibly, it's a little bit people, when they hear phrases like a mock battle or like a military connotation, people do take some negative meanings from it. But I guess the more people integrate, the more people visit, they will see that even this, it was an expression of exercise, of physical and martial well-being, which I think is important in any community, self-defense.
Sukhjeevan Singh, thank you very much for joining me, and all the very best with Hola Mohalla celebrations this week.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Sukhjeevan Singh from the Sikh Council UK, an executive committee member, explaining the Sikh celebrations for Hola Mohalla this week. If you'd like to find out more, by the way, you can always contact the Sikh Council. They'll give you more information on Hola Mohalla and anything else Sikh related. And you can find out how it's being celebrated in your local Sikh temple as well. SikhCouncil.org is where you need to go.